Good evening, everyone. Tuesday night podcast, season 3, technically.
Week 1.
A lot of fun the other night.
Yeah. Why don't we just stay with the task at hand?
I'm not going to start off. By the way, tonight's podcast is being brought to you by Terry Young's Auto Plaza for all your automotive needs, right down the street here in Orchard Park. Terry, I've known Terry for a lot of years, and he's a good customer and a good friend. And I just want to give him a cheap pop. If you need your car fixed, go see Terry. It's Frank's brother, by the way. Anyway, news. Okay, Tom Siegel is staying.
Okay.
He's staying with his team, too, because we could not initiate a trade between anybody and Favada's team because nobody wants to trade with Nick.
9 times!
Peanut Gallery, anything to add on the Siegel thing?
No, but this is a draft league. Just play where you're drafted. It's not hard. I mean, you just show up and play.
And I'm going to...
Every 18 weeks, you get a new team.
Yep.
I think these guys know I wasn't thrilled on my Thursday team, but I still showed up every week.
Yes, you did. And I'm going to read to the league what I sent to the captains and the commissioner the other night because I feel it was my responsibility. So this is a text that I sent to your captains so all you guys understand where we're coming from. Here's the deal. Everybody that signed up for this week and got into this league knew it was a draft league and knew that they could be playing for anybody. I'm not going to sit here and try to delegate trades all day while I have to work within the first 24 hours of a game because one guy has a blow-up.
Did you talk to Caitlin?
I have a job, and I had over 75 texts and phone calls in 12 hours.
I only texted him once.
Today, in regards to the whole thing, if you don't want to play for the team they were drafted for, you're not bigger than the league. You can go home, we'll refund you your money, and someone else will play in your place. Nobody can be forced into a trade. Nobody can be muscled into a trade. If you guys don't want to be traded, that's it. Tom Siegel is willing to own up for what happened, and he has already apologized. If he can't be traded, he has to be kept, and you have to talk to your team and sell it to your team. If you can't sell it to your team, I will. Just so everyone knows going forward, I will not be answering any calls or texts till after 4 o'clock during the week because my job suffered yesterday. Seriously. So I don't have time to be babysitting grown men. We're all over 35 years old. Enough's enough. I'm not doing it. So if you have an issue, come see me call me, text me after 4 o'clock, or come see me on Tuesday or Thursday when I'm here. I'm not going to say what I said in the rest of the text because it doesn't need to be said. But that's what I sent to your captains, and that's what I'm telling the league. There was a trade almost yesterday. I don't know if you know. Goodrich was going to trade back.
The guy's never at the score clock, and he is now.
Oh, he was chasing his dog 2 minutes ago. He wasn't at the score clock Tuesday night. I'm sorry, there was almost a trade. Provorst and Batalana were offered or were asked for Mackert and Blando, but it didn't happen because one of the guys put the kibosh on it because he wants to play with his buddies that he hasn't played with in years. So, that is what the league is about.
Comes back to the whole point of it's a draft league.
Right. All the players have to agree to a draft or to a trade. So, I know, if you get drafted by somebody, you get drafted by somebody. Ask for a trade at the draft. Don't wait until after the first week. Oh, I don't want to play with you guys. I want to play with somebody else. Let them know when you get your text the first time. Say, hey, can you make a trade for me? Because jerseys have already been ordered, numbered, named in some cases. Now you're asking somebody to do that, and they're out $40, and then you got to go to another team and get a jersey. So if you didn't like the team you were on from the rip, you should have said something 10 days ago.
I did say a couple things to captains that if there was a couple guys they wanted to play, I would be more than willing to work something out. Probably went in one ear and out the other.
No, you were like you did tell Kramer and them that if you happen to draft one of their guys in error,
right
you would make a trade to get him his guy, which is great. That's what the league's about. But if a trade doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Guys, if
Siegel's not going anywhere.
If during the day you want to bitch, I do work at home. Just text or call me, and I can just tell you how useless your complaint is, and then we'll just move on. Honestly, I got time during the day at home. I work.
The only thing I'll add to this, and I don't really have an opinion on anything else that I'm going to share, because if I have it, I'll just say it to your face. I'm not a Facebook drama guy. But just to watch.
You do like everything, though, because it's usually funny.
If it makes me chuckle, you get a thumbs up. But just think before, like you can type out this entire thing. Just take a second before you hit submit. Just take a second and read it. Because some of it seemed like just dumping gas out and then random people throwing matches everywhere.
Yep.
And there's nothing good comes from that. Not on Facebook. Just if you want to talk, you want to have the conversation, we can do it in person to people. We can always have these conversations. That's what the council's for.
And I believe we went through this last session.
Yeah. Nothing good could ever come from Facebook.
Right.
Period. End of story.
You don't put your team or your friends or your buddy or your captain on blast on Facebook.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
If you did it to me, I'd call you to the mat. Nobody's done it to me yet. If they did it to me, trust me, I will call you to the mat. I'm not one to back down, and I'm not one. I'll get right in your fucking face.
I'm not judging. Situation had no part in. The only thing I will say is what I told these guys, and I'll be transparent. The team group text is a sacred thing.
Yep.
It's for the team.
Yep.
And I'll leave
Because
it
if
at that.
that's the case, when people start wanting to make trades, I can always put on the Facebook what the trades look like.
Right.
'Cause,
Right.
some guys don't work out, and we understand that, but my team's okay. We have a great group of guys on my team.
So, and again, I'm going to make a point. Week 1 last session, we got blown out by Favada's team. The first game, 6-2. That's a blowout.
True story.
He couldn't even fit his head out the door.
Favada was, and I tried to explain this to guys before they even left the building the other night, was you just threw 10 guys together who probably have never played together.
Yep.
Okay? Some guys are going to click automatically, some guys don't.
I never played here, period.
Our game was 10-7 the other night. I mean, there was a lot of plays where we should have made the play and we didn't. I mean, there were a lot of plays that their team could have made the play and didn't. Because you don't know where somebody's going to be. I got used to, when I played with Verdi for years, I know where Verdi's going to be. I'm going to swing him the ball there. I swing the ball there and there's nobody there now. So you guys got to give it time. It takes 3 weeks for you guys to gel.
Just
Okay?
remember KAS.
Yeah, last
It took
session.
them 10 weeks, even though they had 7 guys, but they got a couple guys back at the end of the year, and what happens?
Didn't take us 10 weeks this session.
Hey,
we scored 10 goals the other night on a good goalie. 9. We did score, and he did play light. He made some saves the other night. I don't care what anybody says. The defense struggled the other night against the speed of Waz and Clough and Provorst were all over him.
I do also want to say, though, that our defense struggled mightily,
Our defense struggled mightily, too.
And
All right.
never
but
mind.
We'll get into that later. Anyway, that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Now, getting into the next thing is trade wins. Right now, I know that Moose is on the trade block and Mackert's on the trade block. So if you're going to make a trade, do it. Shit or get off the pot. It's going to be week 2 in a couple days. I won't be here Tuesday, by the way, guys. I have a dinner I have to go to. So if you're going to make a deal, make a deal. Let's get it over and done with. And then on to the next thing, the refs. Lay off the refs, okay? Pelkey's trying. He doesn't. If you get on him, he's going to yell at you. He's going to get in your face. He's going to say something to you that you don't like. Let the dude be. Let him ref. The more you get on him, the more he gets involved in the game. That's what I've noticed.
Yep.
So if you lay off of him, if you've got a complaint, make your complaint, walk away. Okay, but don't continue to hound and hassle him.
They generally will let you talk to them too, which
Yes.
is nice.
The
Yes.
frustrating part, I'll be the devil's advocate here. The frustrating part about this is when it's so obvious, and he should be watching that, and he's 5 feet away, and the things that keep coming out of his mouth are, I didn't see it, then I have to question, what are you looking at? If the play is in front of the net, and the guy is literally on top of the goalie, and he's building a house in the crease.
Yeah.
You saw how long he was there.
I know.
The ball was there, and all I'm like is like,
I know.
how can
There was
neither
a
of you see
couple times
this?
during our game that Favada was in the crease, and I said his foot's right in the crease. I go, can you at least watch it?
Yeah,
Listen,
but Favada's little. I mean, you might
his
not
foot's
be able
like
to,
this big, dude.
but you might not be able to see him over the goalie's pads.
Right.
Well, anyway,
I'm just saying. I'm getting
Dick.
the reason that is. I'm ignoring that for you, Nick. The only thing I'm just trying to say here is they have to start coming up with better answers of I didn't see it
yeah.
because you're right there and you should be looking there. You could say I didn't think it was a play, I didn't think it was a penalty, I didn't think it was this, but for the most part, players all they want to know is were you in position? Did you see it?
Right.
If you didn't see it the way I did, that's a different story. But if
that's-
you're standing right there and they're like I didn't see it, well, what are you looking at then? That's my only thing.
and you know what? That's what I try. When I ref, if I don't see, I'm going to tell you. Look, I didn't see what you saw. It happened in a couple games. There was a play. I had the net, Monteith in front of me. I'm on the goal line where I'm supposed to be, and as Verdi had the ball and Stefan was on him, I was told after the play that he stepped on Stefan's stick, and it should have been a trip. I didn't see it because of the net and the goalie were in the way. Okay. And the floor was slippery, and guys were falling all over the place on that. And I can't assume, he stepped on his stick, okay, penalty. I'm not going to be the one to assume it was a penalty and call it. That game was very physical, too. I tried to let them play and let them get it out of their system. It was the Kramer versus, I knew that game was going to be physical, Kramer versus American Dream. You got Burness going against Verdolino. I mean, it's going to be a physical game. And it was. And I'm not going to call Mickey Mouse ticky-tack shit in a game like that. It ends up 1 goal in overtime. Because you know what? Me making a shitty call ends up over a power play goal that changes the game. And I'm not going to do that. So you can bitch at me, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to tell you what I saw. I don't want to say if I didn't think it was a penalty. And in that game, it was very physical, and I let you guys play. Some refs may not like that, but you know what? We had 2 good teams battling hard. I thought it was a great game. And
Kasachi, you better read the rule book.
that's why I reffed. That's why I reffed that game the way I did, and then I reffed the next game differently because you got to let the game come to you. You've got to see how the game's playing out. If you don't, you try to get involved, you ruin it, and then
I thought our game was actually really.
Your
clean.
game was really clean, but it wasn't. You watched the first game. That first game was really physical. So getting into that, we'll get into that now. Game 1, physical game. Kramer 5, American Dream 4 in overtime.
I watched the whole game.
And you guys both picked American Dream last week.
I was.
We were up 4-1.
You guys both picked them last
And
week.
by the way, I will say this.
And who picked Kramer?
Verdi did listen to the podcast with me again. I didn't say 6-1. I said 6-4.
Oh yeah, Verdi. He caught me after the game. Listen, Verdi's going to win this week. I don't care. I don't want to. He's going to win.
He's playing us. I won't be there.
He's going to win. So let's
playing
just
us, I
get
won't
that
be
out of
there,
the way.
so.
Hopefully Verdi sees this. You're going to win, Verdi. Don't worry.
In that game, it did go to overtime. I think Verdolino scored the game winner. It was
so.
Verdi had 2 goals and 2 assists. O'Million, Puffer, and McCusker chipped a goal in. Pat Burness had 2 goals, and new addition Paul Steffen, who I said was going to be a good player in this league. Who first game he was some jitters. He did take a penalty, which I mean he played the body before the ball. That's why I called it. He also had 2 goals.
Matt wouldn't have called that.
But no, it was blatant, right in the slot. The guy has a chance to make a play.
Yeah,
he hits him and knocks him off the ball, and then gets the ball. That's a penalty. If you take away a chance.
I'm on to you, Kasachi. You know that I'm watching you.
So anyway, it was a good game. Like I said, Paul and Pat are going to be. They're going to be. If they move Mackert onto that line could be very formidable. If they don't trade Mackert,
That's why I'm kind of surprised he wants a trade.
I said from the beginning they should put Burness with Mackert and Steffen.
Pretty good team.
And
I did hear though, Burness could have taken his trip in a month. All of a sudden, next week now he's away.
Oh, wait a
and
minute.
we play him.
He's canceled this week so he could go against Verdi, and he said he wasn't worried about you guys. Anyway, did you guys see the play when Puffer took a slap shot? Pat completely sold out and blocked it, and then the momentum of Puffer running and Pat sliding.
Yes, I did see that.
Would you have called the penalty there?
Absolutely not.
Would you have called the penalty
No.
there? Okay. I was told
not.
after the fact that if you slide on the ground, it doesn't matter if you block it or not, and you take a guy's legs out, it's a penalty. I didn't know that. Now, I'm sorry, but in that kind of game, when a guy sells out like that and makes a play like that to block a shot, and he stops the score, I mean, he got the ball first, he kept sliding, Puffer kept coming. I mean, I'm not going to call a penalty on that.
You know, probably it is a penalty, but we can't really go by the NHL because we don't know what a penalty is there.
It was probably
Like the hand pass
50-50.
last night?
But if you're asking me, I personally would not have.
I wouldn't call it.
I wouldn't have
I
called it
didn't.
either.
That's why I didn't call it. So anyway,
if he just made a pass across, no shot, I probably
then I would have called it.
Yes.
Yes. But he took a shot. Pat
Yes.
blocked it. He sold out. I mean, the guy sells out like that and puts his body. I mean, Puffer shoots the ball hard for him to. I mean, no, I'm not calling a penalty there. So whoever thought it was a penalty, there you go. Game 2, we had Tits versus Gallagher. That'd be a great wrestling match. We should put a ring in here and let Titterington and Gallagher go at it.
You know what?
The Iron Skull hit.
I was happy. I'm happy with Norm's pick. He ran. He played well.
He scored a goal.
Sniped.
That's
No,
the
it was a
first,
tip-in in front. It was a tip-in. He was standing in front and banged it in.
that was his first goal, he said.
Okay.
Yeah, he was standing in front. Somebody threw it across and he tapped it in. But it was a nice goal. I mean, that's the type of goal.
I don't know who I saw either. Maybe he didn't score in the play,
He
but
sniped too.
he ran down the slot. And
That was him.
I don't know.
That was him that scored the 2
Norm,
from the
we got to
slot.
talk.
Anyway, you scored 1 from the point and 1 from the slot. That one.
I was close. I wouldn't
Right.
say I was really in the
But
slot.
Norm's was a tap-in in front. It was a really nice goal because he's standing there in front, and those are the goals
Yes.
you're going to score on Florette, are standing in front of the net with your stick on the ground.
And I
So,
understood that was his first goal, he said.
here it was, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So
Yeah, now that we're not playing defense for him, that's probably right.
Yeah, and Florett looked good. I mean, he did. So, Teabagger 6, Cobra Kai 4. In that game, Armini, beast. The chances he got, he buried them. That game was good, but you guys were in their end most of the game. I will say that. Armini, when he got his chances, he buried them, and that's what he's going to do to you. You can't let him get open.
Good player.
I mean, that's how I picked the team. We played the way I thought we would.
Right.
We didn't give up many shots, but, I mean, Armini, since the first game he's been here, has improved every week.
Oh, I know.
And, I mean, he had, probably 6-7 shots, but he made good
He
on 4 of them.
I think he hit 2 posts, too.
I mean, he made well of it.
He had 4 goals and assists. Scott Stanford lights up the lamp twice. 2 goals and an assist.
I do want to say, though, Stanford tried to dangle me in the first minute.
And he did get, he coughed it up.
Listen, man, I was like, oh, that new guy, Bill Dodson's over there. I'm going to try to go by him. And I was like, oh, guys over there passing and roll away. So Danny got that.
Turnover. Anyway, there was 6-4 Teabaggers. Reed had 2 goals again. And Tits had a goal. Norm Titterington. Good game, boys. It was a good game. Florett looked good, though. I mean, you guys had a lot of shots on him.
I'll tell you what. I came to the bench at the end of the second and said to Dotson, what more do we really have?
Yeah.
And there was not much we could do.
I will say this about Teabaggers. I have to see your name first, real quick. They did keep a lot of shots to the outside. There were some in the slot, and I know there's some shit going on Facebook about 1 or 2 shots that came from danger areas. In the end, they fucking won, right?
Yep.
So let's not have so much animosity over that type of game.
I
2,
agree.
they did make some plays where they gave up a shot and shot the rebound out, right? So they went into a shell and they gave up a lot of shots. In the end, they won.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And I just got to say one thing about that whole post on Facebook. Fuck you, Joe Gallagher.
Well, I think in the third we had to play almost the whole period, but the problem was every time it went in the corner, Terry shot it back down. So we had to go back out and get it every time.
And that's what playing a defensive trap in a shell is. They make you go the length of the floor every time to score. And they had a lead and they could do it. So, I mean, that's their game plan.
If it was 3-3, probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But I think at 5-3.
The only one that was really invisible in that game was Jim Schott. As big as he is, to be that invisible in that game.
You let him hold me against the wall over there. He didn't even put a finger in my ass.
No.
He had me from behind.
Did he buy you a donut first?
No, he didn't do
No,
anything.
you guys both got. I know the play exactly you're talking about. It was right
No
here.
dates without
you guys
donuts.
Got tangled up, and there was no call there.
But he didn't even touch me.
No dates without
He had
donuts.
me from behind.
He put his thumb in your ass.
Nothing. He didn't
Nothing.
even touch it.
Not even a reach around. Jim will teabag you, but he won't reach
That's
around.
fine. He can do it. Well, he could have done something.
Did you guys see that post
that
that
was
Stanford made? That was awesome.
That was awesome.
The nuts and
I always
nuts
saw
and
that when I
mouth.
was
He had another post that I talked to him about off camera here that you gotta be kidding me. I told him, I said, Dan and I started texting
Oh,
about
the
his.
donut on the wiener? That
No.
was fun.
Oh, I
that
saw
was
that.
a great one,
I
too.
saw that.
No, there's something else.
All right. Anyway, it was a good game. 6-4. It was close, tight. Billy Dodson looked pretty good in his first game in the league, and he'll only get better. And he didn't get on the score sheet though, but he will. Don't worry.
He had, I'll tell you what, he had a lot of shots from the slot. He was open a lot.
But you know what it is about him? He can go deep, and he's got that closing and back checking speed like Long. It's like they're the same play. I mean, Dodson's a little better than Long, but
There's a couple times he was in the zone, and I was like, "There's nobody with me," and he was
then
back
back.
before I even knew.
Yep. So he's quick. Game 3, we had KAS. Me and Jamie again. We're together again for another session. My man, 3 teams in a row. So Hitmen, Pink Sox, and now KAS. But we're not paired together. He's got Sammy Batts. I got his brother for now. So KAS over the Jerry Hat Tricks, 10-7. Our goalie was a guy that filled in, and thank God, because I can't wait till Bonas gets here. He should have made some saves the other night. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have been 10-7.
I'll say this as an apologist for goalies, right? So there were plays to be made. There were plays to be made on our behalf.
He was a goalie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's not easy.
I never
There were
played
plays
goalie.
to be made on defense on our behalf that we did not make.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
Well, anyway, 10-7. Tony Clough, late round pick. I said last week he was a steal.
I was pissed when he was gone. I
4
wanted him
goals
to.
and 1 assist, and 1 was empty on it.
I'm taking credit
Four
for that
goals.
pick. I said, good, Rich, we need another center.
Another guy that I said when we got late, Jimmy Waz with
That
3
was all you.
assists.
That was all
Jimmy
you.
Waz, and I had 2 goals. I'm up there with Dan Reed. I'm tied with
Yeah,
Reed for the
that's
freaking
good.
defensive goal scoring lead here.
You did.
That'll probably only take
I got an
another
assist
game
on
and
one.
I'll be gone.
No, actually,
had a couple good shots?
That second shot I took, that went cooked right around Tommy and in between his foot and the post. That was the first one. I just went to dump it on net because I was going to change. I dumped it at the net, and I was running at the net to get him to cover it. And all of a sudden, everybody, well, yeah, and I'm like, oh, when did
You're
I didn't
taking
even
credit
see
for
it.
that goal. I saw that goal.
I didn't see it.
They don't say how, they say how many.
Hey, throw it at the net.
I agree. I'm not saying I do it the most.
The Jerry Hat-tricks, Favada, again, 2 goals, 3 assists. He's ahead of Verdolino for scoring right now.
He played really well. He played really well.
And Wilson, 2 goals and 2 assists. Wilson was all over us. Yeah, so Verdi, Favada's got you by a point. You better catch him.
Not this week.
Not this. I won't be here. You better shut him down.
I don't know if I can do that, but I'll play him.
I got some. I had a player come up to me the other night and said during the 3 stars, he goes, I don't care what anybody says. He goes, the number 1 star in the league every week is Stu Monteith for bringing the beer.
You could say that.
I've got to.
Well, then we have to make it to 4 stars.
Yeah.
Well, then Stu.
So he could be the always 1 star, and then we'll just
Stu,
name it 2, 3,
you're the
4.
first star every week.
We'll just be the 2, 3, 4 stars.
All right. So, but the games 3 stars. How's that? The games. This is what I got down for. I got Wilson with 2 goals and 2 assists. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. We were at the 3 stars.
Yep.
So 3 stars were, in my mind, I had Wilson at 3 with 2 goals and 2 assists. Again, if I'm repeating myself, I'll crop it later. Tony Clough, and the reason I had Tony Clough at 4 goals and 1 assist, 2nd star, because if Armenia's not there, they don't win that game. I got Armenia at 1 with 4 goals and an assist, because we still would have scored the goals, I think, even with Tony not there, but Armenia was the MVP of the week. I mean, if they don't have him, T-Baggers don't have him, you guys win that game. I think.
agree.
I think so. That's my 3 stars, with Stu being the ultimate star.
I'm going to switch this up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm definitely going Clough, 3rd star.
Yep.
Armini, definitely 2nd. You guys are missing out on the guy that first goal here.
Who?
Norm.
You're taking Norm, the number 1 star?
It's his
Good
first
for
goal
you.
here, and he scored it on Floret, which is no easy task.
Normie Tits.
Norm
First
went to the
star.
right spot at the right time, and he tipped it in.
And he was running the whole game.
Yes.
He was running with his feet. Gallagher was running with his mouth. What?
All right.
I had no problems with anybody.
I'm gonna go Tony, 3rd star. I'm gonna say Pete, 2nd star, because again they scored 6 times. He had 4 of them.
Yep.
But I got to go for a tie. Well, I don't know. Bertolino scored the overtime goal. Come from behind. They were down 4-1.
True.
That's a star. But Nick Favada was losing effort. He was all over
So
the
you're
place.
putting them 2 as a 1s?
Yeah, I'm going to say they were 1s. That's my
Okay.
pick. My pick.
Your pick sucks.
Okay.
Because Favada shouldn't be a 3rd star. If it was the Munchkin stars, then Favada would be number 1 all
Yes.
day long. So,
Sorry.
getting next, I'm going to the power rankings. Now, I don't know if you know this, but last week Nick sent me a text. Do you want to put a wager on this week's game? And I should have. I knew we were going to beat them, but I'm not going to be like Nick and big head. Like last year after they beat us in the first session, he walked out the door and banged his head on the door frame.
Oh, yeah, he barely could get it out of here.
So anyway, he wanted to bet me last week because he was upset that I put him 6 in the power rankings. Well, guess what? 6 this week. What's that say? Jerry Hat-tricks.
Jerry Hat-tricks.
Who do you got at 6?
Yeah, I'd have that too.
Sure.
Okay. 5. Sorry, Dan, but you guys lost. And the only reason American Dream goes ahead of you is because they lost in overtime. I got you guys at 5.
Whatever.
Okay. How about you? Who's 5 for you?
Say Cobra Kai.
Okay. Jamie?
Take American Dream.
American Dream at 5. Okay. My 4 is American Dream.
My 4 is Cobra Kai.
I'm actually going to move up Cobra Kai.
Okay.
I mean, we definitely had a lot of shots, and I feel that if we would have played any other
And
goalie,
Burness isn't going to be here this week, so
that has no bearing
he's
on it
afraid of you.
whatsoever.
He's
Well,
afraid
I
of
did.
Dobson.
I hacked into his Facebook account, Burness, because I needed to for Thursday night to see what he was doing on Thursdays, and I saw him saying, "Oh, wait a minute, I can go on this trip next week now, not the following week."
His Facebook Messenger?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, anyway, 3, I got Kramer Forestry.
yeah, I would say that.
I got KS. We scored 10 goals, but we were a dripping pile of shit on defense. So
Okay, well, my 2 is KAS.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I will go Kramer.
Kramer at 2. And my 1's the Teabaggers. Until you guys solve Floret and beat them, I got them at number
I'll
one.
tell you what, that is
They're an all-round team.
that's a fucking tall task.
Dude, when I told everybody that Florette's going to go in the first round fourth, they're like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you, he's worth a first round pick. He really is."
We had traffic all around him. Norm is not a small guy.
You know what he's so good at? What he's good at
He
is
sees the ball.
not just seeing the ball, but reducing his rebounds. His rebounds, when he hits them, when they hit him, they come down.
Yeah, they don't. They don't sit in front.
He pops them down and he's on the ball. He's reactive. Where a lot of the goalies here kick him out. They end up in the slot. They end up in the corner. Where he knows how to deaden the rebounds. I should say. Hit
Terry
him in
and
the chest, drop
them
in
did
front of
very
him.
good on D when we got shots from the point and stuff. He pushed them right down. Terry and them were right in front of the net. We didn't have a lot of room to do much.
He's very good at, and that's the other thing too, he's very good at directing rebounds. Like if he wants to push it in the corner with his blocker, he'll push it in the corner with his blocker. And I told, again, I knew, Jim Schott asked me before the draft, "Do you really think Brandon's worth number 4? I said, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, last session when we had the draft, I would have took him one last session too, but there was, I had to take Verdi with my first pick.
I had a pipe dream that I was going to take Dotson first and then Florette second, and then I realized Florette's really not going to be there.
No, he wasn't. So, that's the power rankings this week, and somebody's probably going to be butthurt.
The only one dumb enough not to take Florette in the first round would have been Nick.
Okay, this week's matchups. 7:30, we've got American Dream versus Cobra Kai. American Dream will not have Burness, so I'm picking Cobra Kai to win this game. And I think Dotson's going to be all over the score sheet this week.
I could agree with that.
Cobra Kai.
I'm picking, and I know this is going to sound bad, but I'm picking Cobra Kai 6-2.
I'm not even saying a score.
Well, you don't want to hurt Verdi's feelings again?
Verdi's not in that game.
Yeah.
I know, but you're going to hurt his feelings anyway in his game.
Well, we had to listen to it real close before he apologized to me. But I did pick against him, but it wasn't as
I
bad
got
as he said.
6-2.
I don't even care who Verdi plays. He's winning.
Okay.
He's going to win every game he plays now. He made it a point to point out to me that I picked him against him 4 times. Verdi, you're winning every game now.
We got 8:30. We got KAS versus Kramer. I will not be there. That's probably beneficial to you guys.
So I would say KS will win again.
We play Verdi.
No, you know what? I'm taking a Verdi. No, and I'll say why. Because I think with the defense, Jamie's right. They had a bad first week. Verdi's speed is.
And I won't be there, so the turnovers will be reduced by half.
But if
Actually,
Jamie's not on
I
his
didn't have any
side,
this week, I don't think.
if Jamie's not on Verdi's side, it could be a tough game for the
Yeah,
defense.
but Jamie can play either side.
I will have to play on Verdi's
Yeah.
side.
So,
Can't stop him. You can only hope to contain.
so KAS, I'm sorry guys, but I'm going with you, and I'm picking Vertolino and Kramer to win this game. And I think it's going to be like 5-4, maybe even in overtime. And Vertolino will probably score the overtime winner
I'm
again.
thinking it could be like 6-3.
Okay.
Who is playing goal for us?
Bonas should be here.
Okay. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. I know Verdi. I can't show up to a game saying I'm going to lose it, so I won't.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
I could just not pick, or
I'm not playing, so I can say that.
I could just say that. I'm just not going to show
I
up.
have
I'm not going
faith
to pick
in us.
against my team.
I have faith in us because of the way they came together last session, and most of the team's still the same, and we've got a great second line and there's no first and second line, but I think the guys that played second the other night, because Goodrich and them started, that line was solid. I think Provorst, Clough, and Waz are going to be.
I just want to get yelled at again.
If I show up to a game going into it thinking I'm going to lose, I'm just not going.
Right.
I'm not even going to play anything.
Like I felt like I was like when I got a bad
Can't do
report
it.
card, my dad came over to me to yell at me like, Verdi was like, "Hey, you picked against me 4 times
And
in a row."
you picked 6
Yeah,
to
so
1.
like I was like I just got like an 80 on a test. And my
I think
dad
you,
was disappointed.
I think you listened to that podcast with one of those, dildos in your ear.
Okay.
It's definitely 6-4.
9:30. 9:30. We have Jerry Hattricks versus the Teabaggers. I'm taking the Teabaggers, and I'm taking Florette to get his first shutout of the year 4-0.
You're such a dick. But you know what? I'm sorry. No. Is Husinger playing forward or D this week?
I don't. Lotto will be there, so Husinger will probably play up.
I'm going to say they lose 5-2, but I think they get 2 by. They will have Nick and they'll have Husinger. But
That we will. Yep, we'll get there. Okay. I'm taking Teabaggers 4-0.
I'm going to say 5-2.
Okay.
Don't get terrible.
Nick's losing ways are going to continue from last session to this session.
All I'll say is this. I'm going to say Teabaggers. I'll say 4-3, but I'll say Florette's team, again, they put the heat on us. I think they're going to put the heat on them, and I'm not going to say it's going to be all Florette. Their team, they win his team, lose the team. But
I'll tell you
especially if Husinger moves up, that will put more pressure on. It
the
will.
hardest part about Teabaggers is if they get a 1 or 2 goal lead,
They can trap you.
they did it perfectly well against. I mean, even though we had a lot of pressure in the third, they did it perfectly well against us.
Right.
Dump it, and all we had to do was chase all game.
Next thing up is July 20th. There is a tournament. It's an all-ages tournament here at Frank Young's. It's going to be a draft tournament also. First 10 goalies I believe they're going to have the goalies draft again. I'm not sure. See Paul Sanchez. He's going to run it. I am not playing in that tournament. I already told them if Kasachi wants to play in it, I will ref the tournament. So, and my wife told me I can't play in another tournament until I get disability insurance, and I can't sign up for that until September. So, my wife cut my nuts off for a few months. The July 20th, if Kasachi wants to play in it, I'll ref it. If not, we'll go from there.
Lord help us.
Fuck you.
No, I don't want Kasachi reffing.
Oh, okay. All right. Money due week 3. Please see Frank when you come in. $155 due by week 3. I don't know who did or who didn't pay this week. If you did, good on you. If you didn't, get it done by week 3 so we're not chasing people. Raffles and stuff. Paul's going to start them this week. He said last week he was running late. We're going to do a Follow the Queen with the board. We're going to do 50-50 raffles, and we're going to have a King of the Rink.
And when we do Follow the Queen, it's going to be great. We're going to put it on like one of those boards. So we got to watch Nick try to get up to the board.
I've got to get ready for my game.
Me
Jamie's
too.
got to get
All
ready
right,
for
we're
a
good.
game. We're playing in
All
a
right.
championship again tonight.
Deuces.
The boys are back in town. See you next Tuesday.
Yep. See ya.